Do you suffer from Tourette syndrome? Do you have trouble controlling your tics? If so, come on down to Dr. T's Tourette Treatment Center.
Hold on a minute, Doc. What is Tourette syndrome?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brian Mathwick. Despite the fact that you have a relatively low IQ, I think I can explain this so you'll understand. Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder that is characterized by multiple tics or an idiosyncratic and habitual feature of a person's behavior.
Oh.
According to the DSM, in order to be diagnosed, a person must have both vocal and motor tics that last at least a year and were present before the patient turned 18 and can't be caused by any kind of medication.
Gee, how many people have it?
Another great question, Brian Mathwick. According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Strokes, 1 in 100 people have Tourette's. Men are 3 to 4 times more likely to develop the syndrome, and Caucasians are twice as likely to be diagnosed than other ethnicities.
Wow, that's a lot of information. What are the biological etiologies of Tourette syndrome?
That's an oddly specific question, Brian, but luckily I have an answer. Current research indicates it's genetic, with a child having a 50% chance of developing the illness if a parent has it. It's believed that an abnormal breakdown of dopamine in the brain causes it.
Golly, what are the cognitive etiologies?
Another insightful question, Brian Mathwick. Thinning of the cortex in the brain is believed to be the cause of abnormal dopamine breakdown, which may be the source of tics.
Holy moly, does that mean...
Also, lots of people inflicted with Tourette's have other mental illnesses like OCD and ADHD. These illnesses cause tics to be more severe or to be specific to that illness. For example, someone who has OCD and is afraid of germs may have a tic in which they rub their hands to try to eliminate the germs from their hands. However, these other illnesses don't actually cause Tourette's itself.
I didn't think it was possible for me, but I sure learned a lot. Are there any cultural etiologies too?
Actually, no. A study conducted in 2008 found that Tourette's occurs in a variety of cultures and doesn't appear to be specific to any culture or country.
I, Brian Mathwick, have sure learned a lot thanks to you, Dr. T. Now, what exactly did the tics of Tourette syndrome look like?
You're in luck. I have some videos of these symptoms in my pocket.
My map, let's go. Okay, well I would recommend you go do that because if you write it upstairs.
That opened my eyes, Dr. T. But I forget. Why are you here?
That's right. I'm here to tell you about how Tourette syndrome is treated. After all, this is a commercial for CBIT.
What's that?
Since Tourette's can't be cured, treatment focuses on the management of tics. Comprehensive Behavioral Intervention for Tics, CBIT, is most commonly used. It's broken into 5 parts. Psychoeducation, where the patient is educated about the causes of Tourette's in order to cope with the illness and instill confidence. Functional intervention then identifies and removes stimuli that trigger tics. Next, habit reversal treats tics through awareness training and competing response. In awareness training, the patient identifies the tic out loud when it occurs and then uses competing response by doing another action that prevents them from acting out the tic.
That sounds like a lot of work.
One example is a patient having a snapping finger tic and holding their hands together when the tic occurs to prevent the snapping. Relaxation training is used to manage the stress and anxiety that occurs when tics are suppressed. This can include meditation and yoga. Finally, the patient develops a social support and reward system where they have a friend or family member act as their buddy who sets up a reward system for the patient when they successfully identify and manage their tics.
That sounds like a great treatment for Tourette's, Dr. T. If I had it, I would certainly use it. How can I ever repay you?
For one, Brian, you can start being nicer to the people who care about you and are nice to you. An example, those two guys in your psychology class, Eric and Anders, they're really just 2 great guys, so be nice to them.
Okay, Eric and Anders, I will. Why did I choose Dr. T? Because he's not your average doctor. He's just an average guy.
Go fish.